Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenario series. Today we are going to discuss to the one of the real-time scenario and as well as to the it is the one of the interview question on the LWC. So the interview question is in the database we have the 1 millions of the records. We need to implement it by search functionality. Okay, this is the interview question. So here the interview question is the in the database we have the like around 1 million contact records. So we have to implement it by some search functionality here. So a user can enter by the name in the search box and click on the submit button. Like we have to user can able to enter by the contact name. Okay, like Abhiram or Abhigya, like something different names we are going to enter now. Once we are enter by the name, then click on to the submit button. So we have to display it by the total count of the contacts match with the name. Total count of the contacts match with them. So how many records are matched by the with that name? So for example, I am enter by Abhiram. Click on the submit button. So it is matched by the like 150 records or 200 records with here. So that is the total count of the records. And here we have the main thing is we have to differentiate to the with the cities. So with the same name, they have the different contacts with the different cities. Same name too, we have the with the different states, cities, they have to find by the records. Okay, so here we have to display by the breakdown to the with the cities wise to the bullet points wise means radio buttons wise. So here we have to display by the with the radio buttons wise. For example, user can search by the Abhigya. Here they can found by the 26 records. Output should be displayed by the like this. Okay, in Delhi 5 records is the matched. In Pune we have the matched by the 8 and Kolkata we have the matched by the 13. So like this we have to display. So this is the interview question. Okay, user can able to enter by the contact name, then click on to the search button. Then after we have to find out by the how many records found with that name. It is found by the 26 records, and we have to display it by the with the cities wise. In city, how many records found by the with the name. In Pune, in Kolkata, how many we have the found by the records. Okay, so let's see the how we are going to implement by the this use case. Before going to that, I will show you the output. So here we have to enter by the, for example, Abhiram. So we don't have the find by the any records. That's why it's showing the no records found. So Abhigya. So we have found by the total 3 records in Pune 1, Hyderabad 2. Hyderabad 2. Okay, for example, if I'm going to search with Ram, 2 records total. Pune is 1, Hyderabad is the 1. Okay. So this is the output expected by the interviewer. So how we are going to implement it by the this use case? Let's see the step by step. Okay. So let's come to the Visual Studio. So we are going to create by the first LWC component, Control Shift to P, create Lightning Web component. So here we are going to implement it by the contacts search by name with cities. Contact search by name with cities. Okay. So this is the our component name. Click on to the enter. So as for the requirement, first user can enter by the contact name now. So that's why here I am taking by the one property contact name. I am taking by the one property that is the contact name. So let's come to the in HTML. User can enter by the contact name. That's why here we have to take it by the lightning card title contacts search by name with cities. So this is the lightning card. Okay. Now user can able to enter, right? Lightning, input, label, enter contact name. Okay, so here we want to give it by the placeholder also. We are going to give it by the placeholder. So here enter contact name. So for example, Abhiram. Okay. So then on change, we need to hold it now. So that's why on change, just I'm going to take it by the handle change. Okay, let's save this. So user can able to enter by the contact name. Placeholder also we are given by some example like this Abhiram. And on change, once it is the on change, automatically called by the our method. So here we have to define by the our method handle change event. So here this dot contact name equals to event dot target dot value. We can capture by the, what is the enter by the user na that name. So console dot log, we have to check it by the, it is the getting by the name or not. So this one is the contact name. So this dot contact name. Okay, save. Okay, so user can able to enter by the contact name, which contact name they want to search it. Once they can enter by the name, that name we are going to hold by the on the handle change. Let's deploy up to here. We can check it before deploying. We need to give it by the targets. Target. Yeah, page. Target. Okay. Let's deploy by the bundle. Deploy to this source arg. Lightning input typo mistake, I think so. Yeah, we have corrected. Let's redeploy. It is deployed successfully. Let's come to the here. We can create by the one app builder for accessing to the this LWC component. Click on new. Click on next. So contacts search by name. Okay, with the cities I'm not giving, just to give it by the contact search or also by fine. Okay, contact search or meaningful search contacts. Click on next, click on one region, click on done. So here, yeah, builder, we are given right here, contacts, true we given, let's redeploy. So contacts search by name. It is deployed successfully. Let's refresh page. Click on next. Search contacts, one region, click on done. Contact search with the names. Okay. So click on save, click on activate, give it by the our application LWC real time scenarios. This is my app name. You can give it by the yours app name. Let's back. So here search contacts. So here you have to observe. So enter by the contact and we have the placeholder. Enter contact name example like this. Now here we are going to give it by the Abhigya. So user can able to enter by the contact name. Then later they are expecting to the one button. Once we click on to the button, we need to get it by the contact information with matched records, so that's why here before creating the button I am creating by the one apex class. We need to get it by the contact information from the database, right? So contacts search by name with cities. So here we are taking by the @aura component get contacts. So here string con name. Okay, this is the we are passing to the from the LWC component to Apex class. Okay. Now here challenging thing is the R how to get it by the list of the records and that too how to get it by the information with the name and cities wise. Name and cities wise how we are going to get it. Okay. So here in Salesforce we have the one of the functionality, right? So that functionality is the aggregate result. Based on the aggregate result, we are grouped by the data, right? As for the our requirement, we can group by the name with cities. So that's why here I am taking by the regular syntax is the contact, right? Instead of that, we have to group by the directly. So here aggregate, we have to take it by the result. Okay, result. So AGR list equals to in aggregate result we can able to group by the data, right? So select name comma we are searching with the city. So in the contact object we have the mailing city, that is the mailing city, and we have to count of the records, right? So count of the ID, we are counting by the ID, we can give it by the alias name record count. Okay, so we are grouped by the name and mailing city and count of the records, right? Count of the ID. Okay, let's enter from which object we have to get it this one. From which object we want to get it this one is the from contact, and that to which records we are going to get it, what we are enter the name now, where name equals to matched by the same name con name. So finally, we have to group by the name with the cities, right? So group by name comma mailing city. Which fields you are grouping, that fields mandatory to mention by the in the query. Mandatory to mention by the in the query, right? Already you are aware of that, but I am repeating to that one. Group by the name and mailing city here. So we are count of the records. Okay, this is the written by the aggregate result with the here group by the name and mailing city. Okay. So finally we have to return by the AGR list. Return AGR list. So this is the instead of the string, we can give it by the return type is the aggregate result. Let's save this. Sorry. Let's save this, deploy it to the source org. Now it is successfully deployed. Once we can enter by the name, that name comes to the here. Based on that name, it is written by the data. Then back to the our LWC component. Let's come to the here. First of all, we are going to import by the our class import get contacts. So this is the contact search with names and get contacts. Right? This is just now we are implemented now. This is the class name. This is the this one. Okay. So method name. Then come to the here. Once we click on the handle submit, right? In this handle submit. So here we have to write it by the get contacts. So con name equals to what we are enter by the here this dot contact name. So here dot then data equals to here and dot catch equals to if you're getting any error, we have to hold it by the in this error, right? We have to take it by the error. Just we have to display by the console dot log error. Okay. So now we have the received by the based on the name data, right? If data is the we have the received, so we have to get it by the data into the radio buttons, right? We have to display the data into the like this radio buttons. So how we are going to display the radio buttons? We have the collection type. We have to take it. One collection type. We have to take it. So that is the contact list or something. Your wish. You can take it by the any naming conversion is fine. Okay. So we have to take it by the that naming conversion. So let's take it by the one property that is called the contact options. We have to display by the contact options. Okay. So this is the array type, list type. Okay. We have to take it by the list type. So here how we are going to add it in this list, contact options equals to, we have already know, right? We have the data dot map of standard syntax. So here we have to the loop by the records, data dot map nothing but it is loop by the list of the records in this. So we have to take it by this syntax. So we have the label, right? Label. Here we have to display by the record dot label nothing but the UI. We have to display by the UI mailing city. Mailing city here. We are taking right mailing city here. Capital C. So here also we can go with to the capital C. Okay. And here nothing but the here we have to display by the city name Pune, Hyderabad. And here in brackets we have to display by the count of the record. In the bracket we have to display by the count of the record now. So that purpose here we have to take it by the plus. We are concatenating the data. Bracket open. So bracket close. This dot record dot, not for this keyword, just record dot. Record count where we have stored. Record count is the, we are stored by the here now. This is the record count. Alias name. Total count of the records, it is written and stored by the record count. Now this is the alias name. In this we have the count of the records. So dot plus we can close by the closing bracket. Okay. This is the label formation. If you are selecting by the any value, right? Options, value, record dot name. Label will be the appear by the UI background. It is hold by the value. That is the options. Always we have the label and the value. Okay, so here in this label, we are going to store it by the city name and count of the records like this. Record dot record count. Okay, then finally we have to the return this data. So this whole will be the what happened when the record is the found, then only write if data dot length greater than 0, then only we have to do. If your length is the way below means we are not found by the any records now. That's why here else we have to take it by the alert. So in this alert we have to display by just instead of this you can take it by the um, show toast events. I'm not writing that much. So here instead of this you can write it by the show toast messages. Records not found. Okay. So let's just we can give it length is the greater than 0, then only we have to do this functionality. Otherwise we can just display by the no records found. Okay, let's save this up to here. So format with the document. Yeah. So it is aligned by the data. So if data dot length greater than 0, then come to the in this we have to store it by the in the options. Then finally these options we need to display by the in UI. So before going to display, we need to the handle button, right? So let's take it by the handle submit button. Lightning button, variant brand, label equals to submit, on click, so handle submit. Okay. So brand to submit, handle submit. Okay. So now here we have to display the data, right? Now how we are going to display the data list of the records they are expecting to the display into the in the radio buttons, right? In the radio button group. Okay. So here we have to take it by the, so here just to take it by the break template. If true, records count greater than the length only we have to display contact dot options dot length. Okay, contact dot options dot length. Then only we have to display the data. So here we have to take it by the lightning radio button group. I am taking by the lightning radio button group. Radio button group. In this, we have to give it by the button group name. If you want to take it by the name equals to contacts. And here we have to the options, right? Mainly. So options, where we have stored our options, contact options, contact options. Okay, if you are displaying by the all those details now, just like this name options is the here contact options. So type is the, we have to display by the radio button, right? Type equals to radio. We are just to take it by the radio button group. Save. So name of the this group name and options is this one and type is the radio. Okay, like this we have to display by our data into the in the radio button group. So let's deploy this. So refresh by the page. So here we have the submit button. Before going to search, we have to take it by the, so for example, I'm going to search it by the Abhi. So no records found. Now that's what it is showing the no records found. So we can create by the some dummy data, contacts. Click onto the new. So I'm going to give it by the RAM mandatory field. I'm going to give it mailing city, right? So mailing city, I'm going to give it by the Pune. Save and new. One more record with RAM. So mailing city is there. I'm going to give it by the Delhi. Save and new. So let's take it by the Abhigya. Okay. So here mailing city is the, so we have to the Kolkata. Okay, let's save in here. So again, Abhigya. So one more record also on the same Kolkata. That record also we can change it. And Abhigya, we have to search with the Hyderabad. So one more record, same with Abhigya. So here we have to take it by this city is the just we have to take it by the like, so city we have to take it one more city, Delhi. Okay, let's save this. Come to the contacts. So I think so this one Kolkata. Yeah. Now we can search. Let's come to the here. So I'm going to take it by the RAM. See here on the RAM, we have the two records. In Pune, one record, Delhi, one record. Again, here we have to search with the Abhigya. So in the Abhigya, we have to the undefined, might be some other records also with the same name. That's why undefined it is cities might be not there. So we have the given by the Delhi one, Kolkata 2, Hyderabad 1. City null also we have the data. So if you don't want to get by the that records in this Apex class, you have to mention and mailing city not equals to null. Those records only we are fetching. Okay, let's save and deploy. So now click onto the search. Undefined is the now disappear with the names we have. Now you have to change with the ROM. See here, data will be the changed. So this is the inter you are expecting and real-time scenario as well. This is so here we have the initially did by the with aggregate result to we are getting by the our contact information, we are grouped by the name with the cities. Then after we have to display the our data with to the uh, radio button group. So that's why here we have to display by the in the options wise now what we have the data, the data we are getting from the database we have to store by in the contact options with the label and the value. Okay, so as for the requirement, we have to display the data like this format, right? Name, and here we have how much of the count. Okay, so Abhigya. So here this is the two records, Kolkata, Delhi is the one, Hyderabad is the one. So that's purpose here we are built by the like this. Okay. So this is the bracket, open and closed bracket is the fixed one, right? That's why we have to give it by the single quote. These are all the dynamic values. Okay. And final thing, interviewer is the expecting to the total values also. Right. Should be displayed the total records found. How many records is the found? So that's purpose. We have to take it by the one property. Total records count. So here we have to take it by the one functionality here. When data is the greater than then only we have right this dot total records count equals to data dot reduce. This is the using for the count of the records means some mathematical functions purpose we are using by this reduce keyword. So reduce here it is accepting by the two parameters. Okay, so in this we have to take it by the any naming. Now we are doing this sum of the records. So just I'm taking by sum. You can take it by the any name count to any name here. Second one is the which data you want to count records, right? So here we have to do it by the data to the here record wise. Here same like we are taking the data of the record, right? Here also data dot reduce. Here data dot map also we are using. Here we have to mathematical purpose. Here you have to take it by the record. Okay. So any keyword here also you can take it by the not a mandatory to record. You can take it by the here. Some record you have to confuse. You have to take it by the any naming here. So now here, what is the value you have to do? By default value, it is the 0. In first value, it is the we are taking by default value is the 0 that is. So sum plus we have to the count of the records, right? Record this is right. So here we have taken by the variable name sum of the record dot record count. Okay, we are doing the count of the record. So what is the sum of the record? This will come and stored by the here. Initially 0. If it is come by the 1, 1 plus 0, 1. If it is written by the 2, 2 plus 1, 3 stored by the here. So like this, we have to do the format. Initial value by default, we have to give it by the 0. Na? So that's why here we have to give it by the syntax this one. Okay. So now here we have to save this. It is written to the sum of the records without loop repeating. For loop we are repeating. So here we have to summarize to the count of the records. Sum of the records. Okay. This is the here what is the variable we have to take in record count. That is the record count. Now finally we have to display by the in the UI, right? So here in the record count total records found. So here we have to take it by the bold to display the count of the records. Total records count. Okay. So let's take it by some breaks for this. Let's deploy. It is deployed successfully. Let's refresh by the page. So RAM, See here, total count is the 1 plus 1, 2. Abhigya. So 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. Total is the 4 records. Total records found is the 4. Okay. So like this, we have to get it by the count of the records. Count of the records, we can able to find it. Okay, I hope it's clear, right? How we are count of the records without for loop again and again. Why? Because means it's take the lot of time to two times loop is the repeating. Just we have the JavaScript functionality, reduce functionality. This is standard syntax. You have to follow by the standard syntax. Here we are doing by the addition, right? Plus I am taking by the here. Okay. And last step is the here we have to the refresh by the page. So for example, user cannot enter by the any name. Just they click on to the submit. So by default, it's showing by the no records found without to name, right? It is going to the directly that is. So user must be the enter by the value now. So this purpose, just I'm taking by the alert message, please enter by the name. As for your convenient, you can display it by the field under the field by the value, please enter by the name. So like this here, how to display it by the error message? Let's rename quickly. This is, I am going to create by the one CSS file under this folder. Click on to the new name dot css. Styling purpose we have to create by the one css file under this folder. Under this folder name must be the same, right? That's why I'm renaming copy and paste it by the here. So here we have to give it by the error. In error message we have to display by the always color is the red and font weight is the bold. Okay, instead of the alert message I'm directly displaying this message. Okay. So here let's come to the in HTML. So after this field now we have to display by the error message. Template if true, display error. Just I'm going to take it by this property. Initially I'm writing by the here. Please enter contact name. Okay. So in the div tag we can able to access by the our class CSS class. So equals to error. Okay, this error message when we want to populate, if it is the contact name is the null without enter by the any name, they click onto the here now, we have to display it by the error message under the particular field. So let's come to the here. This is the property I'm going to define here. When we click onto the submit button, right? So here initially I'm going to make it as the display error equals to false. So here if this dot contact name blank, contact name is the blank, we have to display by the error message is the true, then we have to return to the from here only. Rest of the functionality will not be executed. Once it is satisfied, it will return to the value from the here only, then rest of the functionality will not be executed. Okay, when we click on the submit button, by default we can give it by the false. If it is the contact name is the blank, then only we have to display by the here, not equals nothing, but it doesn't hold by the any data. Okay, this is the simple format. So let's deploy. So let's refresh by the field page. See here, please enter contact name. Now it's not showing the no records found. Why? Because initially satisfied by the contact name, we don't have the any right. So then it would be the true. Once it is true, it will be the executed. This block will be the executed. Now if we are enter by the name Ram, See here, it is showing by the data. If you enter by the Abhigya, showing by the data. If you don't have the data here, see here, please enter the name. Please enter the name. Then we have to um, empty to this data as well, right? We can do it. Please enter by the name. So how we are going to empty those values? Now here, once come to this block now. So this dot options equals to null, and this dot record count also we can make it 0. Okay, these two values we can reset it once it is the data is the null means. Okay, let's save and deploy. So let's refresh by the page. So here I'm not going to enter by the any. So now RAM data will be the populated. Now you have to observe I'm removing by the RAM. Again click on the submit button. Earlier what happened, this data will be the populated. Now this data will not be the populated. See here, please enter the name. Please enter by the contact name. So I'm going to enter by the Abhiram. So we don't have the find any records, right? No records found in the alert method. If you want to display by the here some message also you have to do, or you have to display by some show toast message as for the your business requirement. You have to display by the that information also. That information also instead of the no records found alert method. Okay. I hope it's clear how it was the implemented by the this use case. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for the more real-time scenarios.